Okay, so we're ready.
Sounds good.
Go ahead, whatever you want. Whatever you want.
So we're back to another
We
episode.
are back as always. So Sam, ready on your camera? 3, 2, put.
Welcome back, everybody, to Talk 21. How do we?
I don't think it was perfect.
Yeah?
It was no Kermit the Frog or anything.
Welcome back to another episode.
There we go. Ready, Sam? 3, 2, put.
Welcome back to another episode of Talk 21. It's your host, Sam Genova, alongside.
And I'm Dave Eady. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Beautiful weather, sun shining.
But you guys
Hot,
did something.
hot.
Is here, yes.
You guys did something pretty exciting though.
Yeah.
We have to talk about that.
Yes.
The Formula One.
Yeah.
I asked if it was full of people. You said it was packed.
It
Jam.
was a good time. It was a good time.
Jam.
Like always.
Rain,
The
shine.
rain made it a good, interesting race. Ferrari.
For everyone that wants to know, you guys drove there or flew there?
We drove.
And
road
it's,
trip.
it's about 4 hours.
Actually,
5 hours,
6
6
because one of the bridges they're having work. They're doing work, so you got to kind of.
But you went for 3 days.
Three nights. Left on Friday morning and returned Monday evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good time.
So we left in the morning at 10:30, and we got home at like 5:30.
Yes.
So do the math. We will just stop with lunch and a few bathroom breaks,
Yeah.
but it was like 6 hours.
And then of course Formula One, it's not cheap. It's expensive.
Yeah, well, we did it. We did it pretty economically.
Yeah.
We kind of latched on to a group of guys, friends of a group of guys that have been doing it since high school, and they're doing it.
They have
right.
it down to a science.
They have
Since
it down.
high school, they haven't
That's
stopped.
insane.
It's like 30 years more.
Yeah. So they've been. One of the gentlemen that coordinates it basically gets invited to have the same tickets again every year, and so he pre-buys them, and then we buy them off of him, and here we are. We've been doing it pretty consecutively for the last 2 or 3 years.
I saw that Rolex was one of the biggest sponsors there, or am I wrong? Because
They're-
everything I
yeah.
saw
They're
on
always-
TV, it was Rolex.
Yeah.
They're always
They're a
big
big sponsor.
Yeah.
They're a big sponsor.
And everyone's saying Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull. How is it that Red Bull now has? Correct me if I'm wrong. They have their own car, but they also have their own engine. Like it's their own car.
I'm not exactly sure all the details, but I know they're running a Honda engine right now.
Ah.
And I think next year they're changing that again, but I don't know all the stats on that. But I do know they were running a Honda engine. I think that's going to be changed.
So-
But overall, Verstappen and the car has been phenomenal. Like I mean,
Yeah,
and
he's
they're pretty much clinching it. It looks like they're going to clinch this
It's pretty close.
But for me, when I was
what's it
watching,
called?
Constructor.
Constructors.
Yeah, well, both
but
racers.
when I was watching Formula One, I was very much excited to see Michael Schumacher. That's why I used to go.
Yeah.
But now you guys are witnessing Lewis Hamilton, and how did you guys feel watching him take that turn? Right in front of you.
Well, Lewis Hamilton's kind of phasing out right now. Like I feel like him.
Verstappen is top guy right now.
Verstappen.
Yeah, like George Russell's very exciting. He's
Yeah.
up and
Lando
coming.
Norris.
Lando Norris. Like, and it was nice because the lead changed to these drivers for a certain amount of times on the track, right? I mean,
But the
Norris
OG
had the
is
lead and he
Hamilton
didn't
right
pit. He made it, and then Verstappen passed him.
Yeah.
But
So-
Hamilton's the OG. He's like watching the Michael Schumacher of the era right
Pretty,
now.
Yeah, like
he's been pinnacle and significant in the whole F1 for many years for
the
sure.
last decade at least, and now he's kind of phasing off. Verstappen, all the younger guys are coming up.
And now he's going to Ferrari, Hamilton.
Ferrari next year,
So we'll see
That'll
what
be
that
exciting. Yeah.
So now that we've talked about a little bit of Formula One, let's get back into the nitty gritty of what we do, and that is real estate. Guys, millennials and Gen Zs.
Oh, boy.
We are millennials, right?
Yes, we are. Actually, we are.
Are we millennials?
It starts at 81, believe it or not.
81 to what though?
81 to
90.
90.
And how about me? What am I? I'm
What are you?
No, you're-
71.
So you're
Gen Z, or
Okay, quoi. You're
Or
not Gen,
unknown.
no, you're what's before baby boomer?
Baby boomer.
no,
No,
my-
baby boomers are
My,
50s.
my parents are baby.
So then
boomers.
Yeah.
You're Gen.
I don't even know. I don't really follow this that much.
No, I don't either. Want to Google it?
Yeah, I might have to. Okay, so moving aside from that, here, guys, just tell me. Let's just start right from this episode is all about the leading commercial buyers. Now, a lot of people are saying, "What do you mean by commercial buyers?" We're talking about the baby boomers started the businesses.
Yeah.
Now someone's got to take over. And because it's more streamlined to online, everyone's saying that millennials and Gen Zs are now leading the forefront in the consumer market. Would you guys believe that we still need the baby boomers to build, or are we in good hands with the technologically savvy generation?
Good question. I mean, I know the baby boomers put it all together, and now they have their siblings that are trying to keep it together and trying to keep going. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of the baby boomers did it right. They were family oriented, and like siblings would run businesses. And now I feel like there's a whole bunch of their kids which are involved, and a lot of them are prospering. I see some of them that are not. Like there's some family issues and fighting also going on. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about work ethics. I think they instill some good work ethics to us, their siblings. But I think some of them are doing well, and some of them are not doing so well. A lot of people were spoiled.
Yeah,
A lot of people
yeah.
were spoiled.
Had it very easy.
Had it
And
easy with their parents making really good incomes and providing really good lives. And some of those people like us that are now running those businesses are prospering and doing well. Some other are not doing so well, but
right.
it's just all about the work ethics. I think it's going okay, but I don't know. Not everybody's going okay.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I don't know. What do you think? What do you see?
Yeah, like I mean, I agree with you. I think the baby boomers are definitely, they're kind of past their,
Yeah, if
you
they're
know,
still like
they're
if
they're more backing away from businesses and letting the kids and the family
right.
run
But
them.
no, but
I
that's the
guess.
thing. So they created it, and
Yes.
now the kids are taking over it.
Yes,
Yes.
Does
which
this?
doesn't always work.
But that's my exact point.
So it's
Can this generation
sustain
take
it.
over?
They, I mean, they have to. They have no choice. But are they gonna falter? Or are they gonna?
We know lots of people that the kids came in, and next thing you know, 30 years of business is passat.
Yeah. Or
This is
sad.
not COVID related. This is
There's
No,
nothing to do
business
with
related.
nothing to do with
it,
COVID.
it could also just be even like the conflicts and whose roles are more important than others, and like fighting within the families now because the baby boomers have let go, and now it's a big power struggle too
And
between.
they have a hard time letting go.
Not even I'm not talking about the baby boomers letting go. I'm talking about the kids that are running these baby boomer businesses, empires. They're the ones fighting sometimes,
Sure.
which causes issues with regards to running the business. So I'm not saying all the time, but I've seen that happen too. Like, oh, like I'm working harder than you are. You should be doing what I tell you. And there's that power struggle, which sometimes often leads to like businesses that are not prospering. But I think it's not their like I think that if you're running your family business and you're successful and maintaining it and growing it, that's a plus. But it's not them that have built the equity to start it, which is what the baby boomers
Yeah.
have
Correct.
done. Today, I feel like anything we try to develop, it's either overly saturated and just so hard to do, and like
Yeah.
the opportunity is still around, but I don't think it was as
Not the way it used to
easy.
be, yeah.
Like there was more quicker growth here in Canada and Ontario specifically back in the days, like in the 50s and so on and so
But
forth.
obviously, technology, sped that up 100x because then as soon as the internet came, which the baby boomers did not have,
Yeah,
it expedited everything a million times faster.
right.
But now categorizing and characterizing the millennials and the Gen X compared to the baby boomers, where do you think that the focus is? See, here's where I'm thinking. The baby boomers had a necessity. They had to build to feed their families.
Yes.
The younger generation now, they don't have that responsibility, at least in my opinion.
Oh,
So how do they switch the mindset as far as their character goes?
I don't know. I mean,
I just think that like the younger generation coming up, they have a different mindset than Generation X or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but I just think the economy plays a big part. Buying a house is so expensive that I think people are thinking about these decisions a lot later in life, along with marriage. Like a lot of people are getting married, trying to build their careers first,
yeah.
get married later in life, have kids later in life, and the same with like buying a home or starting a business, you rent, whether it's buying, renting. I think a lot of the stuff is getting pushed later in life.
But not only that, I just feel like that baby boomer generation built it all up and gave us a better life, and so it came easier. Like we were given stuff and we were provided stuff, and we were given that opportunity to go to school and to do all this stuff where they didn't have that opportunity because they came from more poverty, I guess, or like places that without opportunities per se.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. So it depends, I guess, how spoiled you are and how much of us have built like businesses or worked hard enough, just like our parents showed us, and that becomes the issue. How many have adopted those like work ethics, and some of them haven't. And I think that plays a big factor in it. And I think
Yeah.
we all got a hand from them, like,
And
at some capacity.
if the newer generation of buyers of real estate comes to you and says, "Look, I want to buy a home. I want to start my family. I want to start a business. I want to start everything." Is your first initial take who's going to be helping you fund this? Or are you going to give them the benefit of the doubt?
No, I'd have never asked that question.
It's hard to ask the question, but when you talk loosely about their financing, and they start talking about, oh, my dad's gonna help me or my mom's gonna help me, well, then that's the next. It's not so much a red flag. It's very common for that to happen. It's just at that point we need to engage the family. We need to engage the parents, and we need to make sure
Yeah, that's
they're on side with what they're doing and the game plan.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones ultimately going to help make this decision too, even though it's the kids, but the parents are obviously helping. So
I look at it the opposite of you, Steph. I look at it as a security. It's a big security that if the parents are backing them up, then chances are they'll get what they need to get. You know what I mean? Whether it's financing 'cause
or
these are
co-signing,
co-signing, yeah.
even if they don't give you money.
Exactly.
It
I'm
could
not
be.
talking about physical money, even just the co-signing part, right? And then
And I think that's the way of the future anyway. I don't think anybody with these prices are going to be independently able to fund a home. Like, it's
unless you're
hard.
doing it later in life when your business or your work is established where you can afford to do it. But with the way things are right now, with the rates being a little bit high, it's more difficult. We'll have to see in a year's time where we stand, right?
And that brings me to another part. When the baby boomers were buying homes,
Yeah.
they were at Dave. What was the rate? It was like 16%. It was
I
something
heard
crazy.
I heard it was
18.
18 to 20%. It's somewhere like in
Right.
the 80s, something like that.
Now, obviously, their mortgages were what were the houses back then?
Maybe I think
80,000,
my
120?
parents moved in the current house they're in 82, and it was I don't know.
80,000.
Under 200. I
No,
think.
under 200, like
Yeah.
160, 180,000.
That's how much my parents paid. It was about 160.
Something like that.
So their mortgages were about 100 and change. Let's say they put down a $20,000.
No, but I don't think anybody carried a big mortgage then. I think a lot of people had money, more significant funds to put down. Like I think they might have had more than 20%, but I mean, I would probably, I don't know. I think unless my dad, like he's like more like that old school, like where the mentality was the best mortgage is the mortgage you don't have at all.
Yeah.
So I think that when he moved into his current house, he knew the builder and he hadn't sold his house, and his house in Toronto hadn't sold, so they actually helped fund the house. Like they said, oh, don't worry, well, when you sell your house, you can pay us. So I think at the end of it, my dad, I don't even think he had a mortgage when he finally.
But that's a rarity. That's not something.
I don't know.
that's
Back
common.
then, I don't think back then was that rare. I'm not saying that because they remember like back in the day, like people would buy houses when they can afford them. They came from Europe and
Yeah.
they came and lived with other family members until they socked enough money to go buy their own house, and they worked hard and they didn't really do anything. Like,
Right, but they were also earning a lot less.
but
so-
everything was relative. Things didn't cost that much either, right?
Right. So now over here, now if we go to current 2024, there's like what $600,000-$700,000 mortgages.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's the
normal.
average, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the interest rate just currently went down. Me personally, as an outsider, did that even make a dent into anything? We're talking like $100 a month, maybe not even.
I mean, it's putting out the direction that we are done with
We know it's not
rate.
rising.
Yeah,
We
we're
know it's
done
not
with
going up.
rates going up, so that's a positive. Now we've had the first drop in 4 years,
2 years. I
No,
think,
2
right?
years, not
2
even
years.
2 years.
From
2020
2022.
22.
was the last
Started-
time we had a rate drop. 2020 was the
Oh,
last.
rate
Possibly.
drop.
Yeah, yeah,
Rate
yeah.
What
drop.
you're saying because they've always gone up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe.
I
don't
believe
know.
that's the number. Right? It's been like 4 years. So this is the first
it's
time
been-
that the rates have dropped. There goes the phone. So
No, I
it's,
don't think
it's
that can't be. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
no, I think he's right. 2020 was the first time it dropped.
No, rates were dropping. That's why we got down to 1.5%.
yeah, but that was in
During
20,
COVID?
that was the last time, 2020.
Not during COVID.
So, no, it was
Since
after.
then, it was
No,
they
it was-
went up, 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 up.
No,
up.
it was during COVID when the rates started coming down. You
Yes.
can and then so that's in
I'll look
20,
it up.
21. Just look it up.
Yeah,
But so rates came down when COVID came up because we were trying to
which was
stimulate
2020.
Yeah, and so then it came down to like 1.5, 2. That was after COVID, and then
That was 2020.
no, that's when COVID started. And then the rates kept going down to stimulate. And I think in 22, they start to spike. They start to go up.
Yes, for sure, 22 they started, but they never came down. Is my point. They never came down since 2022.
Oh, you mean, so that's when they started coming down in 20.
So the last time that the rates dropped was March of 2020.
See,
So you're right.
Told you.
And
Okay.
it was at so for some it was 1.9,
Yes.
but the average people were 2.3.
Yeah.
That was the average.
Yeah.
And that was the last time. And
Yeah.
then every single
So-
since then,
It's going up.
all
Yeah,
of
okay.
So
That makes sense.
4 years.
4 years.
That's a long time. So, it sends
I didn't
positive.
realize
Yeah, I didn't realize either till I saw someone. I don't know where I saw the information. I read it somewhere.
COVID brought it into the headlines.
Yeah.
Or else it was incrementally going up prior to COVID. So the question remains, guys, now that it went down a bit, are we
It's
prepared?
hopefully stimulating a little bit of a mindset.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot more listings hit the market since rates have dropped. So you're starting to see the effects of it. I think people are getting more confident.
Yeah.
They know that we're heading in the right direction,
Rate wise, for sure.
rate wise, right? And affordability becomes a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I mean, does
it's-
0.25
it's not-
make a drastic change? No, but everything's going a positive direction. We're having another meeting in July.
Yeah,
Does it happen again?
Who knows?
But they think it may happen again in October. So now we're at 0.5% drop. So
We're definitely in the right direction.
Yeah.
Is it enough? Like a quarter point enough?
What's the magic number, guys? What's the magic number that you would like to see the mortgage rates at?
I mean, I think a 1% drop is a big deal.
Which would bring us to 3 point.
So right
7,
now,
7.
I think you can get a fixed 5-year for like 4.8. So if you
So
can
you're
get
hoping 3.8?
so in
I don't know
3.8,
if it's gonna go that low.
oh yeah, it's gonna go that low. Yeah, that's a fix for
What
5
about
years.
2.8.
No.
Never.
I don't know. I think they want to get it between 3 and
3.5?
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, closer to like 3.5.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I'm not sure
That's
where it's headed, but
What-
it needs to come down. I don't know what's
That's-
going to make
So,
a
but
big
now
impact.
this stimulates people with already funds, already a home. They want to upsize, downsize, whatever. But what about the people?
Like back to the millenniums,
Back to the
baby
millennials that and the Gen Zs, Gen X,
doesn't do
and all
much.
I think they're always going to need a hand. Like, I mean, kids are graduating post secondary education, graduate students, PhDs. They're in school till mid-20s, mid-30s, and if they're not getting a hand with regards to education, at that point they're probably indebted anyway. Like, you know what I mean? So I think the baby boomers are just going to continue helping, or they're going to be perishing and dying, and there's going to be inheritance. Because I don't know where anybody's going to buy that just got out of school $1 million home if they're not married and not have a combined income. No, like it's just
no chance.
It's almost impossible. So we need to be mindful of that. Like, we know we're saving based on like how our families did, but we're a different generation now. It's our kids. Like, those are the ones we're worried about.
And it comes to the end of our episode. And that leads me to the very last question, Sam, at your camera. Where could they find you and your delicious cologne that you're wearing today?
You can find me at Sam General Real Estate on Instagram.
And I'm David Reedy, and you can find me at C21 Fine Living.
We'll see them next time.
See you on the next one.
Bye.